Application of the CPT system. Please have your CPT book available as we review the application of the CPT system and the use and layout of the CPT book. As we have previously discussed, the inclusion of a procedure code within CPT must be commonly performed by physicians across the country and be consistent with contemporary medical practice. There are 6 major sections. Please turn to the introduction page in your CPT book. There you will see under the heading, section, number, and their sequences, the 6 major sections and their code ranges. These are evaluation and management, anesthesiology, surgery, radiology, path lab, and medicine. The first listed section is evaluation and management, and its code range is 99201 through 99499. Please turn a few pages over to page 1. You will note that in this edition, the pages are defined by a red index tab along the edge of the page. The name of the section is noted to assist you in location of the major section. The codes listed in the E&M section contain physician visit codes, consultation codes, ED services, critical care, and nursing facility care. Guidelines for the use and application of these codes are explained on the pages prior to the code sets as consistent throughout the CPT book. Please take the time to review this layout and become familiar with each section as you start your coding journey. You will find this to be very helpful to see at a glance the contents and code ranges of the major section. Always read the guidelines to the particular chapter you are coding from to guide you in code selection. You will learn specific information that is needed to code for the specific section, such as specific addition to the code selections, such as modifiers as appropriate. Anesthesiology. Code ranges are 00100 through 01999. These codes are listed by anatomic format, and the selection is based by the surgical procedure that is being performed. The codes selected include the use of general, regional, and local anesthesia. They also include the pre-op and post-op visits, monitoring, and the admission of fluids or blood. Some insurance carriers use time for reimbursement. As noted in the guidelines for this section, time may be reported as is customary in the local area. Anesthesia time begins when the anesthesiologist begins to prepare the patient for induction of anesthesia in the operating room or equivalent area, and ends when the anesthesiologist is no longer in personal attendance, that is, when the patient may be safely placed under post-operative supervision. Surgery, codes 10040 through 6990. This is the largest section and the most difficult to code. Please review the surgery guidelines as they apply to this large section and pertinent to your code selection. Note how the surgery section is divided. For example, turn to a procedure code of 50010, renal exploration of the kidney. We are in the major section, surgery. The subsection or category is the urinary system. Now we note the subcategory of kidney. The heading is incision, and the procedure code is now found. Radiology, 70010 through 79999. 4 subsections are listed in this major subsection of radiology. There is diagnostic radiology, diagnostic ultrasound, radiation oncology, and nuclear medicine. Again, CPT guidelines are to be reviewed as they pertain. Further, there are specific guidelines for each subsection. Most hospitals can maintain these codes in a computerized file known as a charge master. Pathology and laboratory codes range of 80048 through 89399. Guidelines are to be reviewed. These services are provided by a physician or by the technologist under the responsible supervision of a physician. Most hospitals maintain codes in the charge master, and physicians will also maintain a list of common procedures performed. Medicine code ranges 90281 through 99199. This is a specialized section that contains other types of codes, such as for psychiatric services, physical therapy, ophthalmological series and services, and cardiac caths. Please take some time to review the contents of this medicine section. Category 2 codes are added to CPT in 2004. These listed performance measures were used or are used for data collection. They are also a 5-digit code but end with the letter F. The use of these codes are optional based on the payers and the needs of your employer. For example, if tracking the quality measure of the use of a beta blocker, 4008F would be assigned. Category 3 codes are emerging technology. They are also alphanumeric codes used for data collection. They are temporary, and you can find updates on them at the AMA website. Format. Conventions, characteristics of CPT. Please read in your workbook and the use and application of the following conventions. Here are noted the use of the semicolon, the bullet, triangle, facing triangles, and so on. Here is noted the use of the semicolon. Code 37600 states ligation and stands alone. Because code 37605 is indented, it relies on the description before the semicolon in the preceding entry to complete the code description. Therefore, code 37605 reads as ligation, internal or common carotid artery. Here we have the bullet, which indicates a new code for the current year. And all new codes are listed in Appendix B. Here's the triangle, which indicates a revised code. Facing triangles, which for new or revised text. The plus sign is an add-on code, and a summary of codes are listed in Appendix D. Here's an example of the plus sign. 11200 is removal of skin tags up to and including 15 lesions. By using the add-on code and the plus sign, 11201 code shows that it's each additional 10 lesions or part thereof. It cannot stand alone, and it must be used in conjunction with the above code. The null symbol refers to the exemption to modifier 51, which is a modifier that applies to multiple procedure coding. It applies to physician coding, and all exempt codes are listed in Appendix E. Here's an example by using code 17004, destruction of a premalignant lesion, 15 or more lesions. This code is all-inclusive. The circled bullet indicates conscious sedation and is an inherent part of the provided procedure. FDA approval symbol for those codes that are pending. The number sign refers to a code that does not appear in the numeric sequence. Category 3 codes offer a reinstated code symbol indicating that a code number has been recycled. Unlisted procedure. This code allows for the coder to assign a code to a procedure that is not listed in CPT. It is assigned as a last resort and requires documentation. The next slides refer to the list of appendices located in the CPT book that aid in the selection and understanding of CPT codes. The CPT index. This is located in the back of the CPT book. It is the first step in locating a code. It is alphabetic and has subterms indented. Never code directly from the index. You must review your selection in the tabular section of the CPT book for accuracy and specificity. As you choose your codes, you may need to refer to anatomical charts and other reference materials. Remember, CPT and ICD-9 codes are reported on the insurance claim forms for billing and must be supported by the documentation in the health record. When you are abstracting from the documentation, look for key action terms such as excision, biopsy, or removal. Again, upon coding, you may need to review reference materials. CPT Assistant is an authoritative reference tool, and you may require further explanation by selecting a code. So you might also use CMS transmittals that contain further payer advice. At times, it can be confusing if it contradicts CPT guidelines. In conclusion, to achieve accurate code assignment, a coder needs to know the fundamental use of CPT, understand abstracting documentation, understand knowledge of payer guidelines, and the use of software and other resources.